silver stripe on his back.
Mhm. He's precious.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see? Oh, do y'all have? Let me see.
We have kittens.
Look, look,
We have
Nugget, meet
we
your.
have two.
Oh
They're
my
sister kittens. I
gosh.
don't know where the other one is right now, but they're sisters and they're so sweet.
Oh,
They're like 7 months
amazing.
old though.
Kitty.
Adorable. Still very playful, lots of energy. Oh my gosh, this is just
There's my
cats
cat,
everywhere.
Sammy.
Oh,
Amazing.
Hi, everybody. All your cat friends.
Chonker.
he's so cute. I just take her.
Yeah.
He's precious.
So precious. Okay, well, if anybody else trickles in, I will let them in. But in the meantime, thank y'all for being on time. I want to be respectful of your time. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to
Mhm.
share my screen. Let's make sure that that works. Share this. Okay. I present. Do y'all still see it? Do you see the Healthy Without Hustle presentation? Amazing. Okay. Marvelous. Well, without further ado, healthy without the hustle. So, how do you know if you're in the right place and this is for you and this can be helpful? I find that when you are fire-hearted and just have this go-getter, get stuff done, make stuff happen mentality, maybe you're like me and you listen to your podcasts on 1.5 speed while you're at the gym or while you're on a walk because you have to be efficient. And you're good at getting stuff done. Like really good at getting stuff done. Like Jill Queen over here, who's given her babies a bath and was the top mortgage producer at her job this month and mother of all these incredible humans and is still here showing up for herself. But maybe that also means that you end up with a really full plate because you say yes to a lot. Sometimes that's because you just know, okay, I just know I can do it well. Just give it to me, I'll just get it done. But also, it's just kind of what you've been used to, being the workhorse. So you love this strong work ethic, but you don't like it when it turns you into a fire breathing dragon. When you have too much of this go, 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 and it makes you snap at your spouse and it makes you just burn everything up around you in single minded pursuit of the goal, that's when things are problematic. But maybe you love that work and that work ethic and that go-getter mentality. It's actually hard to slow down and rest. You actually don't know what that feels like or how to lean into that. So, if any of these describe you, rest assured you're in the right place. But how does this show up in your health? So, maybe you feel like you've tried all the things, all of the Cosmos top 10 lists, all of the fads, all of the trends, you've gotten all the gadgets, and you maybe get some relief, but you still don't feel just legitimately better. Or maybe all of those gadgets and trends and things just leave you really overwhelmed. You don't know how to sort through the noise. And you don't even know really like where to start. Like, what is good information to trust? What's the first step? I don't even know. So maybe this kind of go getter, doer, good at getting stuff done mentality is just saying, if I knew what to do, I would do it. If I knew what I was supposed to do to be healthy and not have the brain fog and the joint pain and the fatigue, like I would just do it. I just don't know what to do. Or maybe you're the type of person that starts strong on a new routine, like January 1st, I'm going to do 75 hard, or I'm going to do keto, or I'm going to do the Mediterranean diet. But you have such high standards for yourself that when you don't do it perfectly, then you fall off the wagon and feel guilty and shame just to find a new thing to start again. And maybe you just wish that getting your health in order didn't require like so much mental effort and organization because there's so many other things in your life that you want to give your time and your energy to. And you wish this just wasn't so darn complicated. Well, all of those things we'll address tonight, and hopefully you'll leave feeling like you have some tangible, easy strategies to implement. So that's about you. Really quickly, why should you trust me? Because I am you. I am the fire breathing dragon, and I bare knuckled my way through my health journey through many years because I was too hard headed and too prideful to ask for help. So I've been the guinea pig I have done all the things. I've saved you the time and trouble of knowing what works and what doesn't work. And when I found what works, I went to school for it. And since I've gone to school for it, I've helped dozens of women revolutionize their health using all of this amazing ancient wisdom. But what I found in the first few years of my practice is people weren't, they were getting good results, but not the amazing results that I really wanted for them. And so, as I've learned things in my business, what we're talking about tonight is really those new findings and those new revelations that I think will really help you and how to make the biggest difference in your health. And lastly, why should you trust me? Because I have God on my side, and He has just spoken on my heart that this is what I'm supposed to do in the world. And I just genuinely want everyone to have the amazing healing story that I had, both in health and in Christ. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to be pushy and you don't have to believe the same things that I believe to be here, but we're going to talk about the amazing man upstairs and how he's helped me out a lot and can help you too. So, how did we get here? How did we get to this place where we're looking for simple, uncomplicated health? Why is it so confusing in the first place? Because you look out in the marketplace right now and there are fads and trends, and people are just trying to get you to buy stuff. All of it is about, okay, if we have some new magic thing that people will buy, then we can make money. And when you have that magic solution, everyone thinks they'll be able to sell more of them if they can just solve all your problems overnight, you know? So we hear about creatine right now is getting a lot of hot press, Botox, AG1 supplements, methylene blue. It's a new year, a new flavor. There's always something out there that someone is trying to sell you on, and they have really good marketing. And you're going around asking your friends, saying, have you tried this? What do you think about this? Did this work for you? The problem is that there is nothing new under the sun. And so they try and sell you these newfangled solutions and scalar wave technology and red light therapy. Basically, my filter is if this health advice was not around in the days of Jesus, I'm going to be really, really skeptical of it. So we try and make things too complicated as well. We say you have to have this like 7-step morning routine and this really complicated protocol, and then it's got to change based on this factor and that factor, and just gets overwhelming, and then no one's going to actually do it. The other problem I've seen with modern health and wellness trends is it reinforces this like all or nothing thinking. This like you have to be perfect and amazing and 100% in. If you don't, you're bad and you failed and it won't work. There's no room for having an off day. There's no room for, see if I can get this other person in from the waiting room. There we go. Thank you. There's no room for, oh man, I need this to adjust to my menstrual cycle, or I need this to adjust to the timing of my family, or whatever it might be. But we're just kind of told like hustle, do more, harder, be perfect. And that doesn't help us that already have this kind of like fiery go-getter personality, because we already think to ourselves, well, if I can't do it perfectly, then I don't want to do it. And so when this message is reinforced by, you know, if you're not in the CrossFit gym at 5 a.m. every day, you're not doing it right. It's really not actually helpful or realistic. And then lastly, all this new stuff doesn't have thousands of years of a track record of implementation backing it up. We're trying to reinvent the wheel, make things more complicated than they need to be. So, what do we do instead? What's the missing piece? It's really, really simple. Rhythm. And if you're just like, what? That seems too easy, or that can't be the answer, or I'm going to listen to this whole workshop just for that one word, like, hear me out. Hear me out. Because what have we been doing so far? If we have a strict, intense routine, we have this perfectionism, this all or nothing thinking. The simple question is, how has that been working for you? If it was working great, you wouldn't be here. So, what we want to replace that with instead is predictable, sustainable rhythms. And this isn't fluff. This isn't saying like, just do less. I know we hate being told that. What this means is approaching our health in a way where there's rhythm, because then it's sustainable, then it's repeatable, then we build momentum, and we're not relying on willpower and motivation and all of those things that we think we need to have more of. We're just relying on the rhythm. It's always there. Just find the rhythm, back to the rhythm. It's less friction, it's easy, it's maintainable, which is really, really, really important. So, to honor the Winter Olympics and rhythm, feel the rhythm is what we're going for. Oh, we don't need to play it twice. So, here is the meat and potatoes of what we are talking about today. What are these rhythms, and how do we implement these rhythms in a way that actually makes sense? So when I was telling you earlier that I found earlier on in my business when I was meeting with folks one-on-one, like that got them results, but not the best results. This is what I have learned over my years of practice of what actually helps people. Simplify it down to these 10 rhythms. This is now what I teach in my year-long course, Sacred Seasons. This is it. It's this simple. It's this repeatable. So we're going to go through one by one each of these different rhythms and give you a little bit of nugget of how to implement them. So if you're a note taker, this will be the time where you want to take notes. And also know I'll be sending you this recording afterwards. So also if you just want to be present and listen, totally fine. But number one, sleep better. It all starts with sleep. And that doesn't have to be complicated. People are telling you that you need to wear your Apple Watch to bed and you need to have like these fancy sleep masks and take these supplements and these melatonins. It doesn't have to be that complicated. What's the easiest rhythm to improve our quality of sleep? The ancient wisdom here tells us rub some warm oil on your feet as you get ready to go to bed. That's the simple rhythm. So to make that a rhythm, we want to anchor it so it's repeatable. So what we can say is after I brush my teeth in the evenings, then I will rub warm oil on my feet. Because what happens if we say, oh yeah, I'm going to do that new thing tomorrow. Tomorrow is where good intentions go to die for new habits. If you don't anchor it, if you don't give it a place, it's just going to go right out the window when life does its life things the next day. So when we anchor it and say, my anchor is brushing my teeth, something that I already have as an established habit, something that I already do. After I brush my teeth, I will rub warm oil on my feet. Super simple, super repeatable, super great results. I have had folks in Sacred Seasons in the year-long course tell me that this habit is life-changing for them, which is wild. So what's happening? We're taking all of this just like crazy active mental energy and we're grounding it down. So this is especially great if you're one of those people that struggles to fall asleep because your mind is still just going. We're drawing it all down, putting some warm oil on our feet. What kind of oil, you may ask? The simplest answer is whatever you already have. Coconut oil, as long as you don't like naturally run cold. You could also do sesame oil, so not like the toasted sesame oil that you use in Asian cooking, just like an unrefined sesame oil. Sunflower oil, almond oil, jojoba oil. What you got in the cabinet? Heck, olive oil could even work if that's what you got. But you want it to be warm. You don't just want to be slathering cold oil on your feet and going to bed. So put a little bit of water in a saucepan on the stove, stick your bottle of oil in it, get it to where it's a little warmer than just human body temperature. Rub a little bit on your feet, put an old pair of socks on, sleep like a baby. So good. Okay, number 2, healthy diet. I mean, this one's obvious, right? Like I don't have to sell you on the fact that eating clean is going to be helpful to your health, right? But this is where they still try and get us. They want you to buy the green supplement or they want you to buy the meal kit or whatever. Simplify. Where's the rhythm here? Where is that just heartbeat that we can find underneath this? Easiest way to start to eat healthy is eat fresh, local, in season. Fresh, local, and in season. What's the easiest way to do that? There are 3 ways. Number 1, if you go to the grocery store and you walk into the produce section, whatever is on sale, because that means they have a lot of it. And if they have a lot of it, that means it's the season when it's growing. So we just finished up kind of citrus season. We get later into the spring here. All of a sudden, you're going to walk in. Everyone has asparagus on sale. Come August, it's corn. This is how you know these are the things that are in abundance, God-given that time of year. Also, if you want to up level that a bit, shopping at local farmers markets. I think most of y'all are in the Asheville area, and we have amazing farmers markets here. So, so good, such high quality. Anyone you go to, they're going to be amazing. And of course, they're going to sell you what's fresh and local and in season. How could they not? They went and took it out of their garden, their farm, just that week and brought it to the market to you. Or if you want to get really excited about this, grow your own food. And then you'll get really well acquainted with what's in season because you'll be tending to it every day. So it doesn't have to be super complicated. You don't have to track macros and get all into the weeds about this. If you just want to find a rhythm of eating cleaner food, just start buying what's in your local ecosystem. All right, improve digestive capacity. So when I was working with clients one-on-one, this is one we would always spend a lot of time on. And so it's one that I also work a lot on in the Sacred Seasons course. So each of these 10 rhythms, we work through 4 times a year. This becomes a seasonal curriculum that we repeat 4 times. And this is always a really, really heavy hitting component of that curriculum. So basically, it doesn't matter how healthy you eat. If you can't digest it, it doesn't matter. And so personal experience here, I came to holistic health because I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, which if you're not familiar is chronic inflammation of the lining of your large intestine. So like IBS, but on steroids. And so there was a time when I was having the worst colitis flare of my life. And I was eating perfectly, like cooking 3 home cooked meals a day out of a cookbook. And I was still having the worst flare of my life. So yes, healthy food, healthy diet is absolutely so important. And the other side of that coin is, can you digest it? And this is one that we're not taught in the United States. This is one that we don't have a lot of wisdom around and can really, really move the needle in so, so, so many ways. So, quick ways to boost your digestion. Number 1, focus on warm cooked foods. We have been taught the lie that the salad is the ultimate health food. Maybe, if you can digest it, is the answer. But what's always going to be easier to digest are warm cooked foods. So if your digestion feels off, you just need a reset, just not feeling yourself, warm and cooked. Going on that warm trend, I don't know why in America we think we need to drink ice water. So bad, right? Your teeth don't like it. Your belly doesn't like it. No, all of that energy your body could be spending on digestion, it now has to waste just warming up the water that you ingested. So, room temp water. If you really want to be serious about it, try this experiment. Hydrate for a day with actually hot water. Like get a thermos that keeps your water hot and just sip on hot water throughout the day. Amazing for hydration, for your skin, and for your digestion. But the easiest way to just give your digestion a little boost, I kind of like to imagine it like a fire. How are we going to pour a little gasoline on that digestive fire? There's an amazing tea that's super easy to make of cumin, coriander, and fennel seeds. So you can buy all of these at the grocery store. You want the seed form, not the powdered or ground. Cumin, coriander, and fennel. Mix them in equal proportions and have half a teaspoon of that in 8 ounces of hot water. And that will be the lighter fluid for your fire. Super, super good for supporting digestion, super easy to drink. This isn't a tea that is going to like warm you up from the inside out. So you can have this even in summer and it's still really delicious and really amazing. And most people really like the taste as well. In springtime, if you want to get sassy, you can add a little bit of fresh ginger. Springtime's a really great season to increase your ginger intake. And ginger is just a natural digestive aid. Yeah, don't sleep on digestive capacity. People want to say, oh, I need to avoid gluten and sugar and nightshades and dairy. It's like, maybe, or maybe you just need a strong digestion and you actually need to get to the root of the problem instead of putting a band-aid on the symptoms by just avoiding those things. All right, number 4, reverence and rest. So I will be entirely frank and open. This one I had to trick you a little bit because if you are this fire-hearted, go-getter, get stuff done woman, you don't want to be told to rest more. Even if you know you need to, you just like bristle at that advice. Your hackles go up. You're like, oh my gosh, do you understand how much I do? Do you understand how productive I am? I don't have time to rest. So I had to disguise rest under the cloak of reverence. And this is also how we trick our brains to be able to get into that rest mode. So, what is reverence? Reverence is when you see that beautiful sunset when you're driving home one day, actually pulling the car over and stopping and just taking in God's glory for a moment. Reverence is that like quiet moment when that you just kind of, it's like you see a glimmer of something, just like something shiny out of the corner of your eye. You're like, oh, I felt something over there. I felt the presence of God over there. And you stay in it. You don't rush on to the next thing and tell yourself you don't have time. It's taking the moment to say, oh, let me be right here, right now. When you're rushing out of the grocery store and you see the old woman that needs help carrying her groceries and you actually help her carry her groceries. So I'm not saying that you need to, take a week off and lie on the couch and do nothing, although that would probably do a lot of us good. What you can do is take these little bite-sized moments throughout the day to slow down and tune in. Because what could be more important than that? When we rush through our days and we stay busy and we stay full, sure, like if we have this fire in us, we like that because we like being productive. That makes us feel good. But what are we missing out on? What are you missing when you just stay packed? These beautiful, tiny little moments that are everywhere if you look for them. So, yes, when you start feeling imbalanced and your health starts feeling good, it can feel easier to actually slow down and rest. But if you need a baby step in, start by just finding those tiny little moments of reverence. All right, number 5, immunity. I pair this one with love because they kind of feel the same to me. When you have a good immune system, you have deep reserves of energy, you just feel kind of bright and radiant. And that feels similar in a lot of ways to just when you're really loving. When your cup is so full, it overflows and you can pour into others. That's having a lot of love to give. That's having that deep sense of, I'm good. I have so much I can give to someone else. So, from the ancient wisdom perspective, dates, almonds, and ghee are amazing immunity, just like superfoods. Almonds in any form, whole almonds, sliced almonds, cooked almonds, raw almonds, almond milk, any way you can get your hands on almonds, they're going to be good for your immune system. Dates, also really amazing, also super sweet and delicious, just a natural sweetener. Everybody loves that. And ghee. So if you're not familiar with ghee, it is clarified butter. So it takes a lot of the lactose out of it, so it's actually easier to digest. It also has a really high heat point. It's like 485 degrees. So you can do any sort of cooking you want with ghee and it's not going to burn. And it just has a lot of those qualities of if you could imagine what your immune system looked like, if it were to actually be a tangible thing, I feel like it would be ooey gooey, sticky sweet like honey and ghee. So to me, it makes sense that ghee supports deep nourishment and deep immunity. All right, number 6, exercise. Goodness, there's a lot to say here about what people try and convince you of, what we try and convince ourselves of. This is one that is not complicated. Find a way to move your body that you like and find someone that you like to do it with. That's how you make it a rhythm. Find a buddy and find a thing y'all like to do together. That reduces the friction, reduces the barrier to entry. Eventually, sure, you can get more complex about are you getting resistance training and are you stretching and what about cardio? But just first step, what do you actually enjoy to do? Because that's the thing that you'll actually do. If exercise feels like a chore and something you have to talk yourself into and hype yourself up to do, you're not going to stick with that habit. It's got to be something that you enjoy, and that's going to look different for everybody. But move your body. Kind of similar to healthy eating. I feel like there are very few people that actually think that exercise doesn't contribute to health. So I don't feel like I have to sell you guys on this one. But if you haven't heard it recently, move your body, smile while you do it. So many good ways to do that. And make it a rhythm. You don't have to go just kill yourself at the gym one day and then you're so sore you can't walk and you can't even go back for a week because you've just destroyed your muscles. A little bit consistently goes a long way. And that can be challenging when we have this like go-getter mentality because we want to push ourselves and we like a challenge and we're really good at doing hard things and we can be really competitive. So it's not shiny, it's not flashy, it's not fun, but just showing up consistently, doing less than what you are capable of, that's what gets you in the rhythm to where there's routine and your nervous system expects it. And it's easier to just keep doing it because you've been doing it. You've built momentum in that direction. It would be hard to not do it when you've done it so many days in a row, you know? Build the momentum. All right, number 7, managing stress and your nervous system. Gosh, I think everyone that comes into Sacred Seasons, this is one that they wish we could spend 2 or 3 weeks on instead of just 1 week a quarter. In our modern world, we all need this. So, couple things to help here. Of course, I'm going to say prayer. But what's really interesting is there is some modern science that shows us when we speak out loud, when we talk or when we sing, we're stimulating the vagus nerve back here at the base of our skull. And our vagus nerve is one of the big things that controls are we in rest and digest or are we in fight or flight? Which nervous system state are we choosing? And so if you're singing, if you're speaking, getting some vibrations back into this part of your skull, huge, 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 huge. So actually in the tradition of yoga, we have a breathing technique called bumblebee breath, where you inhale through your nose and your exhale is just a hum. Mm. Simple, amazing. You can teach it to your kids, you know, if they're anxious getting on an airplane or something like that. Just humming is going to regulate your nervous system. The other benefit of that breath is if you're inhaling through your nose and exhaling as you're humming, it's going to make your exhale longer than your inhale. We also now have scientific evidence that that also down regulates the nervous system, reduces stress, overwhelm, anxiety. So try the bumblebee breath. It doesn't have to be a while. You can do 2 or 3 minutes. You can just deploy it in the moment. You're standing in line at the grocery store and you're having a whole reaction to something that's going on there. Just find your breath. The other great breathing technique that I'll share with y'all is alternate nostril breath. So this one you'll block. I guess it's probably going to be mirrored. So just listen to left and rights carefully. You'll block your right nostril with your thumb and you'll inhale through the left nostril. And then you'll block the left nostril with your finger and exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril, block the right nostril, exhale through the left. So that's one round. So we'll do that again. Inhale left, block the left, exhale right. Inhale right, block the right, exhale left. 7 rounds of that back and forth. Amazing. It's really common when we have moments where we feel stressed or anxious or we just came out of a big situation to reach for these things and just dissociate scrolling on our phones. But imagine if you could replace that habit with just a few minutes of prayer and conscious breathing. Wouldn't that be cool? It's almost like we lived in the 90s and we didn't have these stupid cell phones that could draw our attention away at any moment. So, really, really great tools, really, really helpful. All right, care for your senses, number 8. So, in our busy, modern, everyday lives, we see so much in a day. We're looking at billboards and advertisements and commercials, and we hear so much on the radio, people talking, podcasts, music. We like have this anaphylactic allergy to silence in our society. We're smelling things, we're tasting things. We are constantly bombarded with stimulus throughout the day in a way that would not have been true 2,000 years ago. So because these sense organs are doing a heavy lift, they are taking in a lot, we want to take care of them. And this includes our skin as well. So one of my favorite practices is not just warm oil on the feet before bed, but doing a warm oil massage of all of your skin before you get in the shower. Oh, dreamy. So it's going to regulate your nervous system. It's going to help move lymph and circulation around. So this is going to help with healing of scars, skin stuff. It's going to keep you more hydrated. It's almost like there's this barrier between your skin and the world. So when you go out in the winter and it's just like dry and cold and windy, and you feel like that just gets in your bones, when you do this practice, it doesn't. You stay warm and moist and grounded, which is the name of the game in fall and winter. And just some good old self-love. Care for this temple that we were given. So, warming up the oil, same as we talked about earlier, maybe in a saucepan on the stove. I'm a nerd, so I have a baby bottle warmer that lives in my bathroom that I'll stick my bottles of oil in, whatever works for you. And then just slow, relax, take your time. Long strokes on the long bones, circles on the joints. If you're feeling particularly ungrounded, anxious, head in the sky, work everything down, down the torso, down the legs. Just ground yourself physically. So that's another one that I have clients say like, wow, I will never not do that. It is so amazing. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I've been practicing that warm oil massage for years, and my body just, without me even trying, just takes this big exhale every time I do it. Just like releases some of the held stuff. It's so good. So, highly recommend. We have to take time to care for ourselves and manage ourselves, or we cannot pour into other people and show up for other people. And I think that's one of the points of being here on earth is to pour into other folks. So you have to be able to have a full cup in order to pour into others. So do your warm oil massage. Let me know if you have questions about it. You're going to love it. Okay, rhythm and routine. I'm going to skip that one for now because I actually have a whole slide on it. It's so important. That's kind of what we're talking about tonight is all about the rhythm. So hold tight on that. Really quickly on number 10, gratitude and joy. How easy can it be? That's really the question. How easy can it be? We love a challenge. We love doing something hard, but just how easy can it be? So easy that you can't not do it is what we're trying to get to. For your health to not be something that you have to like talk yourself into and give yourself a pep talk and like decide if you're going to take care of yourself, but something that you just do because it's so easy and you've built momentum in that direction. So sometimes we get caught up in the hustle and the bustle and the work and the doing and the productivity. And if we have that fire heart, that is just amplified. So doing some things that feel like a waste of time, coloring, playing, laughing, volunteering, doing a creative project, something that doesn't feel quote unquote productive. It's welcome. It's okay. It's good for you. Not every single hour of the day has to be productive. And this genuinely impacts our health. So that's kind of the joy side of things. Gratitude, that's another one that's really hit the news big in the last few years. The science of gratitude, it will rewire your brain. God thinks of everything. How cool. So maybe this is you journal what you're grateful for every day. Maybe this is just a silent prayer before you go to bed or when you wake up in the morning. My husband and I will sometimes sit down and have a recap of the day. And one of the questions we ask each other is, tell me something you were grateful for today. Beautiful little practice to do with a friend, a loved one, really lets you into their world as well. So these 10 things, it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. The internet will try and tell you that it is. They'll try and sell you on some fancy new gadget. But all of this stuff has been around for thousands of years, and it's going to be around for thousands of years more. So how do we implement this? What does this look like? Let's get in the weeds now that we have the knowledge. Oh, also, quick aside, if that's overwhelming or feels like more than you can handle right now, if you wanted to wake up tomorrow and feel better, 3 things you could do literally tomorrow that would drastically improve your quality of life. Don't look at your phone when you wake up. Go have your morning routine, have your breakfast, connect with a real life human before you look at that screen. Take twice as many steps tomorrow as you did today. Doesn't matter what your starting number was, just take twice as many steps tomorrow, move your body, and eat vegetables twice as often. I work with clients a lot that say, oh yeah, I eat really healthy, I eat really clean. And then we actually look at what they're eating. They go 3 days without actually having a vegetable on their plate. So I'm not saying to eat twice as many vegetables in a sitting, just eat them twice as often, frequently. If you normally only have vegetables with dinner and pack a sandwich for lunch, can you start bringing a cooked vegetable with you for lunch? 2 meals a day, twice as many servings of vegetables. Easy. Okay, so we know a little bit more about what the answer is because we went through the simple rhythms and habits. But just to refresh, what it is not. What the world is going to try and tell you the answer is more disciplines, more routine, push through, sacrifice yourself on the altar of productivity. Not true, because it's not sustainable. We want to simplify, but don't worry. That's not just, well, why don't you just do less? Why don't you just slow down? No, we're not here for that kitschy sort of advice we've heard a million times. We want to find sustainable rhythms. The rhythm is always there. The beat is always there. You can always find it. You can always come back to it. You can always ride that rhythm. The answer is not someone trying to sell you their new supplement that has a list of proprietary ingredients. They won't even tell you what it is. Goodness. Gimmicks, hack, new technology. Like I said, health has been around as long as the world has, and what we need to be healthy has not changed. But we keep trying to come up with these new magic answers and reinvent the wheel, and it does not have to be that complicated. Y'all, I would love it if you see ridiculous health advice like this on Instagram, if you were to send it to me and let me roast it. That would bring me a lot of joy and makes it very easy to create content because there is a lot out there. So send me the most ridiculous things you see, please. So just to reiterate, you don't have to make this complicated and do a million different things and be Googling and searching and talking to friends. Just having one source of trusted advice for your health, one plan that you can stick to, just like the 10 rhythms that I outlined. Simplify, 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 because that's how you stick to it. And that's how we get healthy is consistency. It's a marathon. This isn't a sprint. So I told you I was going to talk a little bit more about routine and rhythm and actually how we implement these things. So all of things here are straight habit psychology. Sometimes we know the right things to do. We know we need to drink more water. We know we need to go to bed early. Knowledge is not what prevents us from executing. No one ever teaches us how to change our habits. No one ever teaches us how to do something differently. So that's what this is about. Quick, just top 5 tips for how to build healthier habits. Number 1, doing something is better than doing nothing. So this is how we kick that perfectionistic all or nothing attitude in the butt. If you had planned to go to the gym and spend an hour there and life got crazy, you left work late, you just don't feel amazing, go spend 20 minutes. It's better to do something than to do nothing, because you are putting a drop in the bucket of the person that you want to be with your actions, with how you show up. And so if you put a drop in the bucket of I'm the kind of person who shows up and exercises consistently, that builds momentum in that direction versus I'm not feeling it today, I'm just not going to go at all. That puts a drop in the bucket of I'm not the kind of person that shows up and takes care of myself consistently. And when you build the momentum over time, making this choice over and over and over, this tiny little micro choice, it's like you started with a snowball at the top of a mountain, and that snowball has started to roll down the mountain. And now it's like this huge, big bottom of a snowman ball of snow. You've built momentum and speed and weight. Keep showing up for yourself. Consistency is the name of the game. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out tomorrow. Just keep showing up. Okay, hack number 2, never miss twice. Very similar to what we just talked about. If you do have just a crazy off the rails day, you're throwing up at home. I know Justine is sick right now. You literally just can't do what you had outlined for the day. That's okay. You got to give yourself grace. God gives us grace every day for all the ridiculous stuff that we mess up on. But you don't want to miss twice. You don't want to start your snowball now rolling down the other side of the hill, building momentum in the direction you don't want, the direction of I don't show up consistently for myself. It's not shiny and sexy, but consistency is what's going to win every single time. So you fall off the horse, get right back on. Go right back to your healthy habits as soon as you can. Make sure your momentum is still going in the direction you want of consistency and showing up for yourself. Number 3, design your environment. We've all heard the advice before, but our brains really do work this way. Lay out your running shoes the night before. If you don't want to have unhealthy, sugary snacks in the house, get rid of them, donate them, give them to a friend. Make your environment support your good intentions and your healthy choices. This can even look like something as simple as I know a friend that wanted to watch less TV in the evenings, putting the TV remote in the other room. You'd be so surprised what little resistance it takes for us to change our minds about something. So make the wrong thing hard and the right thing easy. Number 4, pick your people. So this is very similar to your environment. If you want to become a runner, start going to run group. If you want to write a book, find the group that meets at the coffee shop and says, hey, we work on our book every Friday at 2 p.m. Surround yourself with the people that do the habit that you want to have. And be careful about the people in your innermost circle. Our habits are the combination of the 5 people that we spend the most time with, which is wild to think about. So who are your 5 people? You want to be influencing them positively, and you want them to be influencing you positively. And last, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but goodness, it's the most helpful thing I could say. Consistency. Do less, just do it consistently. If you are this fire-breathing dragon, this go-getter, get stuff done person, you want to be the best. You want to do the hardest thing and you want to do it amazingly. The problem is that is not sustainable. When it comes to our health, you can do less than what you are capable of. We know you're capable of the hard, challenging thing, but you don't have to prove it to anyone. Do less than what you're capable of, and it makes it easier to keep showing up over and over and over again. All right. So what happens when all this goes according to plan? When those 10 rhythms are implemented well and consistently, you feel clarity and peace and serenity. You don't feel the overwhelm of, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get started. I don't know what I should be listening to. You get deeper, more restful sleep. Your digestion improves. Oh my goodness, will your digestion improve? You feel led. You have purpose and direction, connection to God, not frantic. You have rhythm that you can rely on, not chaos. Remember from Cool Runnings, feel the rhythm. You can feel rooted and grounded and capable. This is what I'm seeing in the folks in Sacred Seasons, and it brings me so, so, so much joy. But I know exactly where this goes wrong. I know exactly your Achilles heel. Because I've been you, I am you, and I've spent my whole business coaching people like you. So I've built up a fair few data points at this point. When you fall into that perfectionism, that all or nothing thinking, that I have to do all of this starting tomorrow and I have to be perfect at it, it never works. And what happens? Then we give up. And then we feel ashamed and guilty. And then we retreat and isolate until we build up our courage to try something new, and the whole cycle repeats itself. So you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to have it all figured out tomorrow. If that worked by now, you would have done it. It would have worked. That hasn't worked. So what I'm showing you is a different way that you can do things consistently, rhythmically, and that will get you huge results over time. So what I've found to switch people from this all or nothing perfectionistic thinking into finding that rhythm, finding that groove over and over and over again. It's like no matter how far you are from the outdoor concert, when that concert is loud enough, you can still hear the beat. You can hear the bass drum. You can hear the bass guitar. You like feel it reverberating in your chest. That's what we're going for. That even if you fall off track, you find that rhythm again. So what I have been able to solve for is community makes a huge difference. We talked about this. You are the combination, your habits are the combination of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That is a wild, wild statistic. Choose wisely. We don't change in isolation either. We need our community. We need our tribe. We need other people that care about what we care about and are invested in what we want to invest in. I worked with a client for a while that if she would try and go to the gym, her husband would guilt her. She would say like, hey, I'm going to bring home a healthy dinner. And he would show up with fast food. Did not work so well until we got her in a community of other people that she could talk to, and she could share wins and ask for help and advice and get a pep talk when she needed it, and just realize that her struggles were totally normal. Community makes the difference. And if you have this fire heart, you're probably used to just putting your head down, doing the hard work, grinding it out, doing it alone. But don't overlook this. I can't state it enough. Community makes a difference. As well as consistency. If you haven't heard me say that word enough yet tonight, here it is again, consistency. I was finding with my one-on-one clients, if we met once a month and I told them one of these rhythms and then we didn't meet again for another month, it was like it had gone in one ear and out the other. You need to get the reps in. This is new stuff. You're laying down new neural pathways. That doesn't just happen in one session. So changing from just meeting with folks once a month to in Sacred Seasons, we meet once a week for group coaching calls and all the course materials online. Game changer. Lastly, accountability. Same thing. If I only was meeting with clients once a month, they could fall off the rails for 3 weeks and then say, oh man, I have an appointment with Kimber. I better like get back on my stuff. But when you're seeing the same people week in and week out, people that have really high standards for themselves, so they're going to hold you to those really high standards. People of faith that are going to say, hey, I know what the Bible talks about. Are you doing it? Makes a world of difference. And lastly, a year. It's just how long it takes. So in Sacred Seasons, we work through those 10 rhythms 4 times each season. We talk about exercise and sleep and diet and how that's a little bit different in winter than it is in summertime. And by the time you've gone through it 4 times, those new neural connections are like baked in. They are strong. You can just put yourself on autopilot. You're not having to think and make choices and use all this mental effort. You've just automated all of these new habits, and that takes time. That's not something you're going to get just going through those 10 rhythms the first time. It takes a year. So, what does that look like in Sacred Seasons? I told you I would tell you a little bit about this course just because I think it can help so many people. And I really wanted to get people amazing results in my business and wasn't. And this is already showing me that it can, and that's so exciting. Oh, man, I'm just like so stoked, jittery, just could bump out of my seat just talking about this. So, we have the 10-week curriculum. We repeat 4 times a year. Those are the 10 rhythms that we went through today, just much more in depth. And each time we go through them, you get a little bit deeper, you get a little more practiced, you start adding on. So the result, you know this stuff after a year. It's just who you are. I wanted to share a testimonial from one of the current Sacred Seasons participants that just warmed my heart to hear. My journey so far through Sacred Seasons has been truly transformative and feels so sustainable. Sacred Seasons is a gentle shift into lifelong health that is rooted in faith, healing, and wisdom. Kimber has such a gentle, loving approach to guiding and teaching that it makes it easy to learn and make incremental changes over time. Since beginning Sacred Seasons in December, I find myself more motivated to make necessary changes for my health, like eating smarter, moving my body in a way that feels nourishing to me, and allowing myself to not be perfect, which has been a lifelong challenge for me. I tend to be an all or nothing kind of girl. If I can't do it all the way, then I don't do it at all. So she says it so much better than anything that I could have ever said, but that's exactly what my heart is for in this course. I'm so excited to see that play out. So by the hair of my chinny chin chin, it is 8:28. If this sounds like something that you need, if you're feeling overwhelmed, tired of starting over, not being where you want to be with your health, I created Sacred Seasons so you could have the one place, the one trusted answer to get where you want to be thriving without the joint pain, brain fog, fatigue, acid reflux, migraines, skin stuff. All of that can be part of the past. So if this feels like it might be for you, apply for a clarity call. That's your next step. I will send out this link as well in the follow-up email, but I would love to just talk with you more one-on-one to look at your health, your rhythms, what's going on for you, and see if Sacred Seasons might be the right fit. And if it's not, I have lots of other resources I can direct you to, because I really want folks that this is something that God is calling them to that feels like a full body yes and really is going to serve them. So Also, for folks that were on this call tonight, only folks that were on this call, you'll get some really great bonuses if you do end up joining the course. So, as it stands currently, you get those weekly group coaching calls. You get access to all of the online course material, which has, of course, the rhythm that we're talking about that week, but also recipes, tip sheets, videos, all sorts of amazing extra resources. Our online community where you can stay connected between calls because it's all about community. You get a quarterly one-on-one session with me. You get free access into my twice a year, 3-week long cleanse detox programs. And you get discounts on testing for neurotransmitters. So dopamine, serotonin, cortisol, epinephrine, all the things, non-invasive saliva and urine testing. It's really cool to actually see a printout of where is my cortisol? And then there's some amazing supplementation we can work with that. So that's what's currently included in the course. I just wanted to like set people up for success. And if you are on the call tonight, you'll actually get a bonus one-on-one session with me each quarter. So instead of 4 one-on-one sessions each year, you get 8. Super, super cool. So, all right, I'm going to stop screen sharing and ask if there are any questions. Thanks, y'all, for sticking around till the end. Anything I can clarify? Thanks, Rachel. Oh, love you too.
I have a question.
Anything? Yes.
When you talked about oiling down before a shower, right? That's what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So you're oiling down, and does it matter what that oil is? Like, is that the
Great
coconut
question.
oil, olive oil, castor? What is it?
Yeah. Good across the board are almond and sunflower.
Hmm.
If you run cold, sesame oil is going to be great.
Do you mean
If
when you
you,
say run cold, like your body, like you feel
yeah,
cold?
like
Okay.
cold hands and feet, you always have to have a jacket on, just cold natured. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you run hot, then coconut oil is going to be better for you. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but so
And
you
it's like,
oil. Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
So you're heating it up, you rub yourself down with it, but then you're getting in the shower to wash off.
So on those days, don't use soap or
Okay.
just use soap like high priority areas because you don't want to
Gotcha.
wash off all this good oil you just rubbed into your skin, you know?
Right. Right. That's what I was
Yes.
wondering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And just be careful again in and out of the shower. Watch your step. Don't put oil on the bottom of your feet. And this isn't like you don't want to be a huge greasy mess. Like 2 tablespoons maybe. And the warm water is just going to open the pores so your skin can absorb the oil and rinse off any bit of leftover oil excess that might be there. So yeah, I can attach with the notes from this. I have a nice like tip sheet that I made out that kind of walks you through this.
Mhm.
I'm making a note to myself to attach that to the follow-up email from this call. So that'll answer some questions as well. But yeah, super great practice. Highly recommend.
Okay. Oh, wait. And is that something you do every night or no?
So you could do it up to nightly if you want. In the winter and the fall, at least once a week, 3 times a week is great. You could do it every night if you want. Yeah, but it's just, if you have the time and the space and this is a practice that calls to you, but
Yeah.
just like we talked about today, it doesn't have to be this forced, intense
Right.
thing, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it be self-care. Let it
Yeah.
be connection. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. Any other questions, my friends?
I do have another question.
Yeah, go for it.
So, oil stuff again. The whole
Mhm.
castor oil, that's a big thing right now. Castor oil.
Yes. Yeah.
Does that apply with the whole heating it up and putting on your feet at night when you go to bed, or should you
Hmm.
avoid that with the castor oil?
I don't know that I would put it on my feet before bed, but it's really great if like you have a stomach ache or cramps and you want to do like a castor oil pack on your low belly, or if like
Mm-hmm.
your back hurts, you want to put it on your back. I also really love castor oil. This is going to sound crazy, but as an eye cream at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like in here, it is
Hmm.
so hydrating and nourishing. Like you will not wake up with bags under your eyes with castor oil. It's awesome for that.
Yeah.
But it's really thick. And
Yeah.
so I think for full body, it would just be too
Too
much. I don't
much.
think it would absorb. I think it would just stick on the outside of your skin.
That makes sense.
So
That makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. Awesome. All right. Well, thank y'all so much. I'm going to send out all the goodies after this. It was so lovely to see you guys and spend some time together. Thanks for caring about your health. I'm always available if you have any questions. Everybody knows where to find me. So much love and God bless.
Thank you,
Thank
Kimber.
you.
Good night.
Good
Thanks,
night.
Kimber.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Kimber, I've got another question.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, dear.
Well,